Why does everybody think that a single mom is baggage? She has kids. All of a sudden, whatever relationship or anybody that she ends up with, she's bringing baggage to the relationship. I understand that a woman with children is much different than a woman without children. But what if that woman comes to the relationship bringing value? What if the man that she's dating actually doesn't have more than her, but actually has less than her? Is she now still baggage? What if she comes to the table with a house, a car, a big bank account? Is she still considered baggage? I ask this question because I've had people even come to me myself and be like, do you know you being a single mom and having kids is like you're coming with a lot to a man's table? But the type of men that I've dated have not all had their more together than me. So in my head, I'm like, how am I bringing more to the table?
Yes, those kids are still considered baggage because it isn't just about the money. The money plays a big part in it, but it isn't just about the money. Now, this will depend on the type of man that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with the type of man who just like to spend money and that's it, then yeah, it probably won't be a big deal to him. But if you're dealing with a man who actually wants to be a part of your life, there are things that come with you having those children that he's going to do automatically. Number one, if he's the protector of that household and those kids are in that household, he's going to protect those kids as well. And I know what you're thinking, they could probably just call their father. And that's true. If the biological father is still in their life, they can call him, but in some situations, that will not be an option. If somebody break in the house or do something crazy, their father is not going to be there. And if he is the protector of the house, he's going to be expected to protect those kids too. Let's say the neighborhood kid should have jumped on her son. That man is going to have to go out there and protect that kid. And I know some of you women are thinking, well, I'll just go out there and do it. Then he's going to have to go out there and protect you. So it's still going to fall back on him. The simple fact is if he's the protector of that household, he's going to have to do some protecting. Number two, kids are stressful. I don't care what kind of kids you got. They just do crazy stuff. They do dumb stuff. So I'm going to have to take on some of that stress. Now, again, you might be sitting there thinking, well, you ain't got to worry about it. I'll deal with all that. Well, if you take on all the stress of the kids, guess who you're going to dump your stress on? Me. So I'm still going to have to take it directly or indirectly. Number three, structure. If you're dealing with a certain type of man, he's going to want structure in his household. And this includes discipline, which means those kids are going to have to listen to him. They're going to have to follow his lead. But the problem with that is a lot of time the mothers don't want to relinquish that power to him, especially if the biological father is still in their life. So the new man just end up being a glorified babysitter. Let's just say a crime was being committed somewhere. He would be the security guard there with no power, just standing there with a flashlight. And you and the biological father will be the actual police, the people with the power to do something. So in a lot of situations, he won't even have no say-so over those kids. And that is not a good situation for a man who wants structure in his home. Now, let's say you do give him the power to punish and discipline the kids or just get order in the household. That's still stressful on that man. So now he has to walk around there being the bad guy, the regulator. He has to now follow up on them. Did he take the garbage out like I told him? Did your daughter clean her room like I told her to? Now he's yelling, he's frustrated, his blood pressure going up. See, that's the part you're not thinking about. So even if you give him the power, it doesn't mean things are all good. And let's not forget, if the biological father is around and he is in their life, you now have to deal with him too. So instead of just taking on her and her two kids, you got to take on her, the two kids, and the baby father, because you don't want that relationship to be bad. You're also forgetting about the fact that you won't be number one in that woman's life. Those kids will be number one. So just by signing up for that, you become the second or third most important thing in that woman's life, compared to dating a woman without kids, where you would most likely be number one. You still got to deal with working around the kids. You can't schedule certain things because the kids will be out of school for the summer. You can't go on this trip. You can't go on that trip. When kids are involved, there are just more things that come with that. It may be as simple as him just spending his time off or his weekends at your daughter's dance recital or going to your son's football game when he could be doing other things. But because you have kids and he wants to be supportive of you, he's going to be there with that stuff as well. So there's just a lot more that comes with kids that you're overlooking. The fact is, if a man comes into your life and he falls in love with you, there's a good chance he's going to fall in love with your kids as well. And raising kids is a lot. It doesn't matter if you're the stepdad or the biological father. And I just want to say, this all applies to a man with kids as well. Like if a woman is dealing with a man who has primary custody of his kids, she's going to have to deal with all that stuff too. So that man will be coming with baggage as well. There's a lot more I can say about this topic, but I'm going to leave it right there. And I just want to say, this isn't me bashing single mothers. I'm just answering the lady's question honestly. So I hope this helps her out.
Damn, Zaddy, you are looking buff and right today.
You see.
Okay, look, your muscles got so big. Wow, they feel good. Wait, what's in there? Is it, what? You tricked me?
It's that BBL.
Oh.
Enhancement.
What?
You know what I mean?
So it makes you look like that?
Yeah.
That's
Add a
crazy.
few pounds of muscle to the mass.
So it's got like padding in there? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But damn, that makes you look good.
Now, I know most men aren't going to wear this, but I love to see that something like this is available for men. Because I'm sick of this. These women are showing up to dates with more add-ons than a brand new Chevy Tahoe. So it's about time that men can start showing up with some of this sorcery too. Between this and these hair units and those shoes that lift you up about 3-4 inches, I am loving it. And I hope more men start wearing this stuff so these women can understand what we're dealing with. They're going to go out to a club, get the drink in, and think they're going home with The Rock. But when they wake up the next day, they're going to be laying next to Chris Rock. All I'm saying is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If y'all can walk around wearing this, then we can walk around wearing that. I'm just saying.
I'm so tired of dating in this generation, bro. Story time. So I had started talking to this girl on Instagram who lives in a different state than me, but she was planning on moving to my state in 2026, so I entertained it. We started talking around November 2025, and we both planned on being out in Houston for the New Year's because we both have family out there. Cool. So I took her out on 2 dates. We went to go eat, and then we went bowling, and the vibes was there. Like, she was funny, like, she was cool at the time. Like, everything was going smooth. But most of the time when things start off too good, the inevitable happens. So we both go back to our cities, and after a little bit, we decide that we want to see each other again. And the vibes was right, so I booked her a flight. And I sent it to her, and I said, make sure everything looks good, because on Expedia, if you book a flight from Expedia, you only have 24 hours to cancel it. After that 24 hours, you're not getting a refund, and you're not getting any partial credit. I made that clear, right? The flight ticket was damn near $500, bro. She looked at it, and she told me that everything looks good. And I was like, okay, bet. I booked the flight on January 24th, and she was supposed to land on February 5th, which was yesterday. But on Monday of this week, I get a text. The text says, I just booked my nail and wax appointment for the trip, babe. She never called me babe. Can you send me some money so I can get ready to see you? And I'm genuinely confused, so I text her back the next day, and I say, like, that's not who I am, respectfully. Like, let me know if that changes anything. And she texts me, yes, it does. Respectfully, you can cancel the flight. Then I asked her, so even though I'm gonna pay for the flight and pay for everything when you get down here for like dates and all that stuff, like, you don't want to see me because I'm not paying for your nails? And she was like, she's taking time off work and making time in her schedule to come see me. Wanting to be taken care of before she travels is the bare minimum. That's what this girl told me. And then after that, I just said, you lame, and that was it. This just shows you how unappreciative people are. Like, I paid for your flight. I was paying for everything that you was gonna do when you got down here. I was gonna pick you up from the airport, do everything I was supposed to do. You can't even cover your own nails? Like, were you not gonna get your nails done regardless? Like, do you not normally get your nails done? Do you not normally get waxes? Like, what be wrong with y'all? That's my first and last time flying a girl out. I'm never doing that again.
Now, I'm pretty sure most of you men understand that this woman wasn't about nothing, or at least she wasn't on what he was trying to be on. She was on something else. But I do have a question for you men. Who do y'all blame for this interaction? Do you blame the guy or do you blame the woman? Now, if you follow my page, you already know where I'm at. I blame dude for this, and let me explain why. And this is what I meant when I say there's a lesson in here. A lot of you men, y'all go out and meet these women, y'all doing this stuff, y'all taking them out on these dates, but you guys are so scared to ask real questions. I'm not saying you gotta ask what do you bring to the table, but something like that to find out her mindset. That's what you're looking for when you ask questions like that. What is her mindset? Is she the type of chick that's willing to invest in her man too? Or is she one of those chicks who's all about what you can do for her? And this man hung out with this chick twice. They went out twice, he said, and they were doing FaceTimes, phone calls. And he never realized this chick was listening to Shira 7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle. He didn't peep that. Stop being scared to ask these questions to find out where her mind is. I know she's looking good and smelling good, and you don't want to run her off with some deep question trying to figure out who she is. But if you don't, you're just gonna end up wasting your time like this dude. He would have found out she was this type of chick a long time ago if he would have just asked a question. You can ask these questions in different ways, but you need to understand what kind of girl you're dealing with, because that personality that popped up in that text message, it's been there the whole time. He never saw it. You know why he never saw it? Because he was doing exactly what she wanted him to do. He was paying for the dates, booking trips, so in her head, she got a fish on the line. But what do I always say? You never know what kind of person you're dealing with until they don't get what they want or until things are bad. And in this situation, she didn't get what she wants, so the true personality came out. But this is why y'all need to start talking to these women. Y'all go on these dates or y'all sit on this phone and y'all not asking anything. Y'all just talking about fluff. What's your favorite color and what's your favorite movie? I'm just saying y'all need to really start finding out the mindset before you end up like this guy wasting $500 on an airplane trip to nowhere. And the fact is he got off easy, because if that chick would have made it there and then pulled this stunt, most likely he was going to pay for the nails and take her out and do everything she wanted him to do, and then this would have just been strung out a little bit longer. So all I'm saying, fellas, is stop being scared to figure out what kind of chick you're dealing with. The worst thing that can happen is you're going to get rid of a woman that you shouldn't have been around in the first place. I'm happy to hear he learned a lesson from this, but I'm not sure if he learned the right lesson. Stop being scared, say what you got to say, because if you don't say it early, you're just going to end up seeing it later. I'm just saying. But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.